Boeing, which was once dominant in the skies, struggles today against Airbus due to safety scandals, certification hurdles, and project setbacks. Over the past 2 decades, Boeing's reputation and demand have plummeted, ceding its market position to Airbus. The Boeing 757, a narrow-body airliner, had long been favored by airlines worldwide for its unmatched takeoff performance, fuel efficiency, and versatility. However, when production ended in October 2004, Airbus seized the opportunity. It launched the A320neo to fill the gap and quickly became a new favorite among airlines. Boeing was torn between creating a new jet, the 797, or releasing the 737 MAX variant. Ultimately, the latter won out, leaving the 797 in prolonged development limbo. The 737 series, however, wasn't the success Boeing had hoped it to be. The records were disastrous: 529 crashes, 234 hull losses, and 5,779 casualties. These figures damaged the company's reputation and led to regulatory investigations, lawsuits, and a profound crisis of public trust. It forced Boeing under huge financial strain. Orders for Airbus aircraft increased, while Boeing was trapped in a quagmire of production delays, safety concerns, and regulatory issues. And the COVID-19 pandemic only worsened the crisis at Boeing. Meanwhile, Airbus kept growing its market share with the A320neo family and continued winning orders and delivering jets on time. Finally, with the 787 Dreamliner, Boeing made a praiseworthy comeback, yet it still wasn't enough to recover the lost market share. Now, Boeing is believed to be reintroducing the 797 to rewrite its story. Introduced as a mid-market aircraft, the 797 has many promises to keep. The 797 is expected to generate 30% more revenue than narrow-body airliners due to its larger passenger capacity and more comfortable layout, which can attract more travelers. Additionally, it's projected to achieve a 40% reduction in trip costs compared to wide-body airliners due to its lighter airframe and fuel-efficient engines. Boeing is faced with a dual challenge. The company must not only convince the airlines of the 797, but also demonstrate to its consumers that it has learned from its past mistakes. With the stakes at an all-time high, the 797 can redefine Boeing's future and the course of aviation history. The question still stands: can the Boeing 797 help the company recover from decades of turbulence, or will Boeing keep falling behind Airbus? Before we continue this video, be sure to subscribe to us for more aviation videos about upcoming iconic projects and airliners in detail. Stay informed about every story, incident, and theory of the skies. For decades, Boeing stood as the premier choice for airlines worldwide, a symbol of safety and innovation in the skies. Every newly released aircraft was well received and well loved by airlines and people equally. Planes like the 777-300ER, 720, 727, and 757 made sure that the company remained at the forefront of aviation technology. Boeing was the company that fought hard to convince the world that jet aircraft were the future of aviation. But now, when you think of Boeing, 2 things come to mind: jumbo jets and 737. The 737 series proved itself as the worst nightmare for Boeing. As of February 2024, all 737 aircrafts have been involved in more than 529 aviation incidents and disasters. The casualties in those incidents are a staggering total of 5,779. This put a dent in Boeing's overall position in the market and public. So today, when the company is lagging behind and struggling to keep up with others, it needs innovation and smart decisions. This innovation could soon be introduced to the market as the Boeing 797, the most anticipated project in Boeing's history. As the company's most eagerly awaited development to date, the 797 promises to revolutionize the industry with its cutting-edge design and unmatched capabilities. The 797 has been dubbed as the future of aviation, and if it's released, proponents say that it can help the company rise back to its former glory. To understand how the Boeing 797 became responsible for the company's future, it's important to look back at the events that led to its development. In the early 2010s, the rumor mills churned out information about Boeing releasing a new airliner with the potential to dominate the middle market sector. They turned out to be true, and by the mid-2010s, Boeing was confident that the market was primed to launch the airliner. In 2017, many airlines expressed interest and enthusiasm in a composite 7-abreast twin-aisle plane. They were particularly drawn to its potential to offer the economic advantages of single-aisle airliners. Boeing planned to release the jet in the 2020s and was dubbed as a new mid-size airline, or NMA. Third-party forecasts for the mid-size market varied from 2,000 to 4,000, and Boeing firmly believed that it was actually the upper limit. Yet in June 2022, the company decided to prioritize the certification of the 737 MAX instead and shelved the project once again until further notice. But in September 2024, the company announced something cryptic. Thunderbirds are a go. Now this can only mean two things. Either they're developing a whole new airliner from scratch, or they're continuing the much-awaited 797. And if the latter is the case, then we'll have to take a look at the specifications the jet will have. Boeing 797 is thought to be coming in two variants, the 797-6 and the 797-7. The former would be a 225-seater with a flying range of 5,000 nautical miles, while the latter would be a 275-seater with a flying range of 4,500 nautical miles. The plane would have a 50,000 lbf turbofan engine by GE Aviation. It would have an over 10-to-1 bypass ratio and a 50-to-1 overall pressure ratio. Talking about the design, the 797 is said to have a similar composite design to the Boeing 787. The carbon fiber fuselage would be lightweight and help maintain a low cabin pressure and humidity to help improve the in-flight experience performance. Boeing 797 is said to compete with the 787 or the Airbus A321neo and its variant, the XLR. But if we take into account the real data, then it would ideally compete with the Airbus A321 XLR. The flying range is the ultimate factor that would decide the winner in this case, and Airbus A321 falls in between the two variants as it has a range of 4,700 nautical miles. Who would be the most fuel efficient? The A321 takes the crown. However, Boeing can still hold a competitive edge. If the company decides on an engine with greater fuel efficiency, it could come out victorious. Now, only one question remains. Can it save Boeing? When you go through the development plans, you realize that Boeing has had every opportunity to learn from its past mistakes. The company is primed to fully leverage advancements in digitalization and newly released engine technologies. It's also important to mention here the company can also opt between sustainable aviation fuel or maybe even hydrogen fuel. The 797 is recognized as a long-awaited replacement of the 757 and the 767 airliners, and is set to fill the gap between the 737 MAX and the 787 Dreamliner. Many airlines are desperate to replace their old 757s, and Boeing has a chance to come sweeping in. It is the only golden chance Boeing will ever have its hands on and reclaim the market once again. If Boeing wants to redeem itself, it has to reinvent itself with more modern fuselage compositions, updated operating systems, and fuel-efficient engines. The market is still active for twin-aisle aircraft and will remain so for many decades, especially in the Asian continent. Airlines like Ryanair and Southwest Air are deeply invested in low-cost alternatives, so Boeing can cash in on that opportunity as well. New engine technologies like CFM open rotor concept, General Electric GE9X, and Rolls-Royce UltraFan are about to be available in the market. This would be a time to assess the performance of these upgrades and make an informed decision. Boeing 797 can also fill in the role as a cargo jet, as it would be an efficient airliner with a lighter airframe. It could be bought in large numbers by big freight companies like FedEx. If everything goes according to plan, the 797 can hit the skies in the 2030s, and it hopefully will be the beginning of a new chapter for Boeing. Boeing in the past has made its fair share of mistakes, but with the 797 on the horizon, all hope is certainly not lost. Will this be the redemption Boeing needs, or will it be too late to catch up with Airbus? Only time will tell. What are your thoughts on the 797? Is the hype and wait justified? Will Boeing learn from its past mistakes? Let us know in the comments below.